Alright, who wants to see an expensive, embarrassing shit show of a product line? From DJI. No, this video is not sponsored. They did not send me shit. I paid for it all out of my own pocket, which makes it extra shitty. Yeah, so I haven't felt like making videos for a while, just because no one fucking watches them. But also, whatever, just haven't been in the mood. And so basically, doing, like, car shoots is something that I've had an interest on. I've got, like, a couple sort of very specific ideas roughly blocked out in my head. And, you know, especially with a nice camera, that makes it easier to do. So, I picked up a used Tilt-A-Hydra Alien system. I've used that a few times, just with some basic stuff. I also picked up a used RS2 DJI gimbal. And that worked more or less with the RavenEye image transmission system. You plug that into the gimbal. I got their first gen lidar autofocus thing used on eBay. And that one worked, but it's not very good. So it, you know, it focuses, but it's only like a single point or something. So what I did is I picked up their Focus Pro system, which is an $1,100 before tax setup, where we unlock this new gimbal, which also doesn't fucking work for my purposes. So it comes with a focus motor. It also comes with the lidar unit, and basically you can use it standalone, which is really cool, and it works well, and it can track objects and people. You plug both cables into this, you have this on your camera rig, it gives you a second handle and a record button. This works quite well. Standalone Focus Pro works really quite nicely. Now, unfortunately, I was mistaken, because I thought you could use the lidar unit with the focus motor, and I thought you just plug them one into another. I didn't realize that the brains of it were inside this. So you need this for it to run, which means it wouldn't easily work with this RS2 gimbal. I would have to put it somewhere on the car rig with long USB-C cables, except, oh wait, DJI uses proprietary USB-C cables, so you have to use the special DJI cables, only sometimes though, because it seems like sometimes one way to another it needs a proprietary cable, but from one device to a different one, it won't need one. But there's zero documentation on that. For the grand scheme of things, all USB-C cables that plug into DJI products are fucking proprietary for some goddamn reason. And that's the length. That's the maximum length. So even if I wanted to pay for an overpriced DJI proprietary cable to mount this somewhere onto a car rig and have extra cables coming from a gimbal, I couldn't do that. So what did I do? I bought a DJI RS4 Pro, the professional fancy gimbal, which I'm sure is great. You know, it has little sleep auto lock stuff that's pretty cool. That's neat, whatever. Higher payload, higher torque motors, that sort of thing. And it works with the lidar. The RS3 worked with the first gen lidar, and then the new lidar system, which has more points because it's the fancier one and better motors and stuff, works with both of them. Fantastic, right? I buy an RS4 Pro, I hook up the lidar system to it, then I can mount it on a gimbal, I can track cars, all that sort of great shit. Because it has Activetrack. But it doesn't really have Activetrack. It has sort of Activetrack, where as long as you aim it at a person, there we go. Look, it's on me, and it's tracking, and it's kind of jittery, but it works, and it will pull focus while it's doing Activetrack like this. That's not bad. That works. The problem is that it doesn't fucking work for vehicles, and it doesn't fucking work for the flex spot box. Because you can draw a box around something else, and you can pull the trigger, and it will track that, and it will hold focus on that, but it won't fucking move the gimbal. If I twist the gimbal around, the gimbal moves. It doesn't track that. It's only if the square goes green around a person that it works. So it won't track a random object if you want to do an orbit shot of something and pull focus automatically. And it won't track the fucking vehicle. It's like, what the fuck? And oh, hang on, it gets better. The Raven Eye system, the way that you would control this from inside a vehicle, right? Because the DJI SDR system, the more expensive, fancier one, doesn't support Activetrack, and the DJI transmission system, which I sure as shit can't fucking afford, also doesn't have Activetrack, and I'm a solo operator. I wouldn't have a team of people to control this. That's why I want autofocus and tracking in the first place. Those two higher-end ones don't support Activetrack. The little shitty Raven Eye, which seems inconsistent as fuck from most reports, but seems to work quite well in my experience, does support Activetrack, but take a look at that. Needs the little fancy, whatever the fuck this thing is doing now. So I don't give a shit. So it needs that little USB port with that little dual link icon. And if we take a look there, there's two of those ports there. So the top one is for whatever stuff, and the bottom one is for the Raven Eye. And then the rear USB-C port we have is for the camera control cable. But the Focus Pro lidar unit and focus motor need to use these two ports. You have to have them plugged into this, so there is no way to plug the Raven Eye into the RS4 Pro if you're using the lidar autofocus system. Like, I've tried plugging the Raven Eye into the second USB-C port on the Focus Pro motor, which is just for like firmware updates. I knew that wasn't going to work. And I kind of hoped maybe, hey, the RSS cable, maybe I can plug into there and it will work. But no, you can connect to the Raven Eye over Wi-Fi and it won't connect. So you can either have a lidar plugged in and the Raven Eye plugged in, but then no focus motor. You can have a lidar plugged in and a focus motor, but no Raven Eye. Or you could have a focus motor and a Raven Eye plugged in, but no lidar. So there's no way to be able to track anything other than a person and also trigger it remotely at all with $2,200 after tax, like fucking $2,600 of gear, not even including the however much the fucking Raven Eye costs. There's no way currently for a single solo operator person to combine these two very expensive, very cool pieces of technology and be able to, from in their car, track a vehicle, start driving, have it follow it, and pull focus. You have to have a second person. How did they not fucking think of this? Like, it is so insanely obvious. Hey, we have this really cool high-tech autofocusing system. It can automatically track people and vehicles. It recognizes them with AI. Sweet. We have a gimbal that's made with a special car mounting mode. And it's got fucking ports all over it and shit. And we have a system that's able to track things. We have two systems that are able to track things. But one of them can only track people. The other one can't control a fucking gimbal if you plug two things into it. Like, it's such an obvious use case. I know that there's going to be lots of people that are solo operators that want to track a fucking vehicle where they're driving without having to, like, play with a phone and drive distractedly. And even if you could track a phone or track a car from this screen like you could track a person by pressing the trigger, there's no way to do that from the app. So you would have to get out of your car and track it while you're parked, or if you want to do it in the middle of an establishing, like in the middle of a shot while you're driving, hope that your car has lane keep assist and cruise control and get out of your car at 50 to 100 kilometers an hour, climb over to the front or back bumper and hit the fucking trigger and get back in. No, that's not going to happen. So there's no fucking way to do it. And there's like a short return window. After I spent well over an hour with their support, in a couple days they're contacting their dev team and they're going to give me a call or email back, which is no go. They're going to be just the same scripted bullshit that they send every other time. I've made a couple other suggestions and questions about their stuff before, and it's like, at this time there's nothing we can do, blah blah blah, our developers are looking into it. But they called me twice in one day, once with my name and once with someone else who had an issue with one of the agricultural drones, and they had the exact same fucking script. So, like, I've heard that you can use USB C-to-C extension cables to fucking get longer cables working with the focus motors, because as you can see, when I have this one mounted on this side like I would handheld, it's like stretched out. It's like at the very limit of what it can do. So it's like, fuck, man. There's just like no way for this to work, apparently. Which is like ridiculous. I don't get it. Oh, and even better, they have a little camera, a little AI camera thing that connects onto their smaller gimbals, and it will apparently work with the RS3 and the RS4. It's a little tiny camera that uses like a magnetic clip thing. Hang on, let me unlock this. It uses a little magnetic clip to hook onto the back of the system, onto the RSS port, and then it gives you a little pogo pin connector up here. And then it's a little AI camera that sits up there, and it has a little ring light, and then you do like a hand gesture and it will start tracking you. But it can only track people. So that would be fucking useless anyways, because you can't control it aside from a hand gesture. But there's clearly a way to control the gimbal from this RSS camera port. Like, there's clearly fucking functionality for it. It's not incapable of controlling the gimbal and only doing a camera. So why is there no cable that goes from that to the Raven Eye or something? Like, this is such is it just me, or is this not a super obvious use case where you would want to have lidar autofocus and subject tracking on at the same time? I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't have a solution for this. We'll see if in 2 days maybe they'll give me a beta firmware or something, which I fucking doubt. But it's such an obvious thing. It makes no goddamn sense. I don't see how they could have possibly missed that. So at this point, I may as well just fucking return this gimbal. Oh, sorry, and also the even better, the counterweight set, the Ronin R counterweight set for the roll axis, which I needed on the RS2 to counterbalance my system. That doesn't fit on here. The DJI website on their checkout suggests, hey, you're buying an RS4 Pro, you should buy this counterweight system. But when you have it fully undone... Fuck. I've been trying to see if I could modify it to work, but when you have it fully undone, it's not even going to be close to working. There's nothing that's going to work for that. So... Oh my god. I just don't get it. How could they miss something so obvious? No one's going to watch this whole video, but fuck, maybe a couple people will. If you're looking to do car shoots and stuff and have autofocus and subject tracking because you have no friends like me, you're fucked. So that's it. End of video. Bye.